This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weight. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
the Jason Walker Show.
Hey, what up? Happy Wednesday. Jason Walker Show inside the Off the Wall Mancave, ready for a fun, busy show today. Kyle Mihelish, Capital football coach, Townsend football coach Joe Horne will join us. Also, in a few minutes, we're going to talk to Guy Almquist, the Capital boys basketball coach. But a big event coming up in Helena in about a month, the State Special Olympics basketball tournament. So we'll talk to Coach Almquist about that, how you can volunteer. It's a show you can watch on the Facebook, also Truth Social, Rumble, YouTube. Listen on Podbean, Network One Sports, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcast, iHeart Podcasts, and JasonWalkerShow.com. The Walk Up brought to you by the Montana DAV. Always looking for volunteers. The DAV is something special and taking care of those who protected us over the years, our veterans, our men and women that are brave and need appointment or travel to their appointments. You can help drive them around. You can help out with the different events with the DAV throughout the year. Just go to mtdav.org. Well, the high school rankings, 406mtsports.com, and there are some good ones. Not much changes. But in the AA, you've got Glacier, number 1, and the Wolfpack come to town, take on 5th-ranked Capital Friday night. Gallatin, after its first ever crosstown win over the Hawks of Bozeman, sitting at number 2. Great Falls High, number 3. Unbeaten West at 4. And then the Bruins. Class A, it's Frenchtown, Billings Central, Dillon, Laurel, Lewistown. I think Frenchtown and Billings Central, the only 2 unbeatens remaining in Class A. In Class B, number 1 Manhattan, win over Townsend, stays at number 1, 5-0. Malta's 5-0, number 2. Then you've got Jefferson, Florence Carlton, Red Lodge in that 3-5 slot. Eureka, Glasgow, 8th-ranked Columbus, Joliet, and Three Forks. You got Three Forks Townsend this week in Townsend. You've got Jefferson taking on Columbus. Southern B battle. That'll be a good one. 8-man, it's Fairview. And then Belt Valley Christian Circle, Drummond Phillipsburg, followed by Sealy Swan, Manhattan Christian. All those teams unbeaten and all 5-0. And then you've got Fort Benton at 4-1, Ennis 4-1, Scobie 4-1, 8-10. 6-man, it is Denton Geyser Stanford Geraldine, followed by Box Elder, Chester Joplin Inverness, Centerville, Hot Springs. And a couple of unbeatens in that 6-7 spot. Broadview Levina, number 6. Absorki, number 7. Followed by 1 loss, Bridger, Jordan, and Bainville. Or Bainville. So that is your power poll, according to 406mtsports.com. The Big Sky Golfer of the Week is Montana State's Becca Shetter. After winning out in Iowa, shot a 3 over 219. She was 73, 73, 73 to win the Diane Thomason Invitational in Iowa City. Transferred from Grand Canyon in August. Had to miss the first couple of tournaments. Is originally from North Dakota. Why not? And the win for Shetter follows Lauren Greeney's win last week at the Eagle Invitational. So MSU women's golf playing really well. 3rd out of 15 teams out in Iowa City, and only behind Iowa and Wisconsin. It's the first time back-to-back Bobcats have won tournaments since Scarlett Whiting won 2 weeks in a row back in September 2 years ago. So it's pretty cool. Montana State Golf will close out the fall portion out in Portland October 14th and 15th. So congratulations. Let's see. Anything else before we get to Guy Almquist? I do not believe so. NAI volleyball. Let's do that real quick. Got 3 Frontier teams ranked. And Providence up 2 to number 13. 13-3 on the year. Western fell 6 to number 19. And Tech back in at number 20. Providence and Tech both 4-1. Western and Carroll both 2-3 in the conference, as well as Rocky. And you have, let's see, Northern is at Tech Thursday, Carroll at Western, and Rocky is at Providence on Thursday night in the Frontier. So there you go. Troy Anderson, the former Bobcat, is the NFC Player of the Week after his 17 tackles and a pick 6. Also had a tackle for loss, a pass breakup, and that pick 6 in Atlanta's 26-24 win Sunday over New Orleans. His first interception, his first pro touchdown. Of course, he put up a lot of points for the Bobcats. He also, unfortunately, suffered a knee injury and is considered day-to-day. Did not practice yesterday. I don't think he practiced today. I don't even think he suited up. He's probably out for tomorrow night's game against Tampa. But Troy Anderson, the NFC Player of the Week. Got state golf starting up tomorrow and Friday. The State A is up in Polson at Polson Bay, which is, I love that course. Polson boys and girls each looking to go back-to-back. The AA, by the way, is at Northern Pines up in Kalispell. I've not played on that one. Your defending champs are Glacier boys, senior girls. So senior looking for a three-peat, and Glacier looking for a repeat. Coming up next month, it is the state basketball tournament, Special Olympics. It's a great event. Lots of great kids participating, and a lot of volunteers are needed. And joining us to talk about Special Olympics state basketball is the head coach of the Capital Boys team for hoops. It's Guy Almquist joining us here. Off the Wall Mancave on the Jason Walker Show. Well, a lot of people are wondering why I'm talking to a basketball coach in the beginning of October, but it's going to be here before we know it, first off. But how are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Great to be talking to you. And yeah, really appreciate your interest in the Special Olympics Montana State Basketball Tournament.
Yeah.
A great event to be involved with, and we want the Helen area to know all about it.
This is the second year it's coming to Helen, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Looking forward to it, and it's always a great event. Tell me why last year was so meaningful to you and why you got behind it again.
Yeah, it had been it's typically rotated every 3 years between Butte and Helena, but it had been in Butte for a little while. COVID hit in there, and then didn't have it for a year, and then Butte wanted to have another year, so it was in Butte I think 4 or 5 years. And then it was our turn again, and I had the opportunity to be the games director, and maybe obviously that kind of my wheelhouse with the basketball thing, but really trying to be involved with Special Olympics of Montana. And my employer, First Interstate Bank, is real involved with Special Olympics of Montana, and so it's kind of a perfect fit for something that I'd like to get involved in. And I can tell you that after being involved in it for the last year and a half or so, it's an amazing organization, state basketball tournament, and the athletes there. So fun to be around. And, what I would tell you is that the athletes love this event, but as a volunteer and being involved in any way, you get so much out of it. And it's been awesome so far, and looking forward to this year's event in November.
Where will the games be played at? If I remember right, were they all over last year?
They are. They're all over the Helena area. High schools, junior highs, elementaries. We do have an opening ceremony, which is November 7th. That's at the fairgrounds once again. That's a fantastic event. It's open to the public. I would encourage anybody to attend. You want a feel-good event to go to. Go to that event and see the excitement and the energy that the athletes and the coaches and all the volunteers bring to it. It's a super fun night, and I would encourage anybody to go.
Talking with Guy Almquist, one of the organizers for this year's Special Olympics State Basketball Tournament, November 7th through the 9th in Helena. The theme is Shine Your Light, and it really, like you mentioned, it's great for the athletes, but if you're a volunteer, if you're an official, if whatever you're doing to help out, you're really shining the light on these Special Olympic kids and their passion for sports.
Yeah, and it's really about inclusion, right? I mean, that's these athletes, they love to participate, but it's about inclusion. It's about inspiring them. It's about providing them confidence in their everyday activities. It's about those that are not non-athletes to be able to meet people in those circles. And it's really it's an amazing event when you see people all come together and enjoy each other and have fun doing it. And it's incredible when you're a volunteer and have the opportunity to be around it. You would be shocked how much you get out of it. And of course, the athletes, they look forward to this all year long. And it's a huge undertaking. There's about 750 athletes and unified partners still be participating, and about 1,000 volunteers needed overall. So it's really a great opportunity for Helena, to shine our light on the capital city and what we can do.
Yeah, very well said there. And what's cool for me is when I moved up here 11 years ago and seeing the passion that, Saints women's coach Rochelle Sayers and her team put into the Special Olympics and the work that they do with the organization, it's very impressive, and it's inspiring as well. It's so cool to see those young ladies get involved like they do.
Yeah, absolutely. Carol, as a rule, is heavily involved in this tournament, which is fantastic. And we've got a bunch of corporations and businesses that volunteer their time, and we're always looking for more. So if there's folks that are out there listening that work for somebody who might be able to maybe sponsor a gym in terms of volunteers, we're trying to do that. We've got, 10 to 12 gyms, and we have all of our coordinators, but we're still looking for those volunteers. And sometimes a business will be the one, hey, we'll take this gym and we'll make sure there's the people needed to be there.
That's cool.
As you mentioned, Rochelle and her crew have been active participants in a number of ways.
When you reach out for volunteers, where do they go? To you, to Special Olympics? How do they get involved?
We're kind of trying to funnel that through the chamber.
Okay.
Callie Oshheim is kind of taking those names, and then we're working with our gym coordinators to reach out and assign people. You certainly, as a volunteer, if you sign up, can mention where you'd prefer to be. But we're looking for volunteers and in all sorts of, from scorekeepers to people who could set up and tear down, lunch distribution, photographers, marshals, all those things. But we're going to do it through the Chamber of Commerce so we can organize that the best we can. And that's one thing I think we learned from last year. We're trying to make this year better than last year. And at times last year we had so many volunteers that it was tough to organize. So we're really trying to dial that in here and make sure that everybody has the experience they deserve.
So get a hold of the Helena Chamber of Commerce to volunteer November 7th through the 9th. I know it's a month away, but it's going to be here before we know it. And volunteers needed. And this is such a great event, the state tournament back in Helena for Special Olympics. Coach, before I let you go, I got to ask about your Capital Bruin football team. Drew, Dylan, killing it out there on the field.
Well, I'd say, as a whole, the team has been playing real well. Coach Mihelish has them, fighting together pretty well and performing at a high level. And obviously last week was a great win for them, and they've got an even bigger test probably this Friday coming up. So excited for them as a whole. It's it's fun, as all parents of all the players would say, it's just fun to watch your boys compete, or your girls and other sports. But for right now, Heather and I getting to watch the boys compete and compete with such other good kids who are playing well together and really focused. It's been a good time.
I was talking to a mutual friend of ours. As good as Dylan has been, the youngest might be better. Is that right at football?
Well, I don't know. I guess time will tell. I know they're both working awful hard, but yeah, I mean they're both real focused, and Dylan has been loving his year, and Drew is he's certainly focused as a football player as well. That's all he wants to do is play football, pretty much 12 months out of the year. So I have to kind of talk him into playing basketball during the winter, but he's certainly a football first guy, and yeah, it's been fun, and Coach Rand and Coach Mihelish, Coach Hunt, all those guys are just doing a great job with them, and the boys are loving it. And so it's just fun to watch them play on Friday nights. You were just a hooper, right? You didn't play football? Well, I did play football for a few years. I actually had a few injuries in it, and as I got to be a junior in high school, two things were apparent. Maybe that basketball, I might have had a little more ability in basketball because the football thing, I was very, very average, shall I say. But I'm actually the weird one in my family, with my dad being a football coach and him playing at University of Idaho and be drafted by the 49ers. And then my grandfather had a football scholarship to Montana. So I kind of have a football background. I'm the only one that didn't really follow through on that just because I wasn't very good, to be honest. So, My father is loving to see the boys get into this football thing. So. Oh, I bet. Doesn't he have a letter? Don't you have a letter from Gil Brandt? They were recruiting or looking at your dad? Oh, yeah. I've got letters from all the teams. At the time when he was drafted, there were only 14 NFL teams, and he actually has a story. He got called by Gil Brandt on draft day, and they were talking to him about we're looking at between you and one other guy. I think we're going to go with the other guy, but if you're there the next round, we're going to take you. And that was in the 10th round. And the guy they chose instead of my dad was Roger Staubach, which turned out to be a really good move for him. I'm glad he didn't waste that pick on my father. But the next time he came around, my dad had already been taken by the 49ers, so the Cowboys didn't get a chance to draft him. But that's who he literally had that conversation with. That is awesome. We got a Navy guy, but we're gonna take him instead of you. yeah. Good move by my Cowboys there. That would have been just a terrifyingly bad mistake if they'd done that. So Cowboys had a rough year, but I did win a bet with Dane Broadhead over to Helena High. I got a blizzard because he's a Giants fan, and in the toilet bowl, obviously last Thursday, the Cowboys won. Now, I don't know what to do against Clint Lang down at Jefferson because he's a Steelers fan. For that Sunday night game, I'm a little nervous about. Well, two things. Number one, I did hear that with Dane, and I'm a little disappointed that he's not having to clean your toilet. So I'm disappointed about that. And two. If you're a real Cowboys fan, you just never should bet on the Cowboys because you know better. So I don't know what you're doing either. So I stay out of that completely. I felt comfortable on Thursday night. Sunday, not so much. Yeah, I mean, it is the Giants. There's not really much of a risk there. But that is true. Yeah, but man, I don't know about the Steelers. I think I might be pulling out of that conversation. Oh, yeah, I think so. Guy Almquist, he is the head boys coach over at Capitol. He's also one of the big organizers for the Special Olympics State Tournament coming up in Helena, November 7th through the 9th. Coach, we appreciate the time and the info on the Special Olympics, and anything we can do to help out moving forward over the next month, let us know. Awesome. Really appreciate it anytime, Jason. That is Guy Almquist joining us off the Wall Mancave, and that's a great story about his dad and Gil Brandt. And Gil Brandt, who passed away last year, great family friend of ours for 30-plus years, and got to have dinner with him and his wife, Sarah, when we went down for the Bobcats national championship run against North Dakota State. And that was the last time I saw Gil. But Gil has been on this show. We have, signed baseball or signed cards from his Hall of Fame, but that is a fantastic story about Mr. Almquist. Well, we're going to take Roger Staubach over you. Good pick by the Cowboys there.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk to Townsend football coach Joe Horne. He'll join us as last week did the Celine Dion remix work for him and his players? We'll find out when we return. Jason Walker Show. The Walk Up brought to you by the Montana Disabled American Vets. Get a hold of mtdav.org to volunteer to drive our heroes to their appointments and wherever they need, and to help volunteer as well for the different events that the DAV puts on in the state of Montana. Quick break, come back, and Joe Horne talks football next. Jason Walker Show.
For more than 20 years, Off the Wall Advertising has built a track record of success helping businesses like yours across the state of Montana. While working with hundreds of businesses, including Jason Walker Media, they have developed a system for success. Off the Wall Advertising utilizes indoor advertising, placing professional billboards in high-traffic locations. Let Off the Wall Advertising show you how to get the return on investment you expect from every advertising dollar. Off the Wall Advertising, along with the Jason Walker Show and Continental Divide Radio, have packages for even more bang for your buck. Contact Off the Wall today at offthewallmt.com to schedule a free consultation. Fall is officially here, and now is the perfect time to get your rig tuned up before the big hunt. That means a lift kit from Auto Concepts. An Auto Concepts lift kit will help take you places only the animals can go. And when you do get that big one, make sure you have help to get it home with a winch to pull it out. Or maybe you'll be a good friend and help pull someone out of the snowbank. Check out AutoConceptsHelena.com for more ideas. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals.
There's only one place in Helena to cure your craving for Cajun cuisine, and that is Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys and catfish to jambalaya and much more, Cafe Zydeco has the best Cajun this side of New Orleans. And Cafe Zydeco cares about those that take care of us. Military, law enforcement, first responders can get your drink free as a way of saying thank you to those that protect us every day. If you're looking for a place to grab lunch or dinner, get the flavor of the Big Easy in Big Sky Country at Cafe Zydeco on Euclid in Helena.
Saturday nights are meant for dancing, fun, and good times, and Continental Divide Radio is your home for all that and more as we bring you the Joe Mitchell State Farm Country Dance Hour, followed by an hour of nothing but the best from the 80s with the Joe Mitchell State Farm 80s Party Hour. Celebrate the music of your memories with only the best country dance songs and music from the decade of decadence. The Joe Mitchell State Farm Country Dance Hour and the Joe Mitchell State Farm 80s Dance Party, Saturday nights beginning at 9 on Continental Divide Radio.
Ah, summer. A time to work in the yard and get all those projects that you've been thinking about all winter done. And when you've had enough, go to Lucky Duck Casino and Bar to cool off, relax, laugh a little, or a lot, your choice. Have a drink and play your favorite games. There's plenty of new games and your old favorites. Now, if you don't want to work hard and the relaxing part sounds the best to you, then just head over to Lucky Duck Casino and Bar on Dredge behind Jade Restaurant. Happy summer, everyone.
Casey Damon is a sixth-generation Montanan with deep roots, making her a true Montana insider. She knows all the best places from fishing and recreation to entertainment and local hidden gems. She grew up here, went to the historic Central Elementary School, and graduated from Helena High. She is proud of her Montana lifestyle and loves Montana history. Helena and Central Montana are great places to live, work, and enjoy, which is why she chooses to keep calling it home. Voted Helena's favorite realtor and Montana's best residential realtor, there's no wonder why people go to her for their real estate needs. Casey understands that selling and buying a home is complex and deeply personal. There's also a lot at stake financially and personally. This perspective on the process and the responsibility felt towards her clients drives Casey to truly be an expert at her job. She understands the market and all the variables involved in a real estate transaction, making sure you feel supported and that you have a trusted advisor by your side. To work with Casey Damon, give her a call at 406-465-6780 or text KACIE to 85377.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Listen to The Jason Walker Show anytime and anywhere. Download The Jason Walker Show on iTunes, Google Play, or wherever you enjoy podcasts.
Little Hall & Oates bringing us back. She's a man-eater. Off the Wall Mancave, this segment brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. Those two guys are not getting along at all. Hall & Oates. I did see this, and this is cool. So if you've been following the Jason Walker Show for a while, you know how we feel about men playing women's sports. It's wrong. Well, the University of Wyoming has become the third school to refuse to face San Jose State because of the presence of biological male Blair Fleming. So Wyoming will not play. That follows, I think, Boise State last week and another team. It's fantastic. It's just super cool. So great job to Wyoming, Southern Utah, and Boise State for refusing to play. They take forfeits. They take a loss, but it's the right thing to do. And I did see, too, that there's a high school, I think, out in New Jersey. The girls' soccer team's refusing to play because of a boy on the other team. It's going to take more of that. You're going to have to stand up and take a stand, basically. Townsend football is going to try to take a stand against Three Forks when the Wolves come to town on Friday night. Tough loss for the Bulldogs last week at top-ranked Manhattan. Joining us off the Wall Mancave to talk about that loss and look ahead to Friday is the head coach of my Townsend Bulldogs, Joe Horne. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the Celine Dion didn't work last week, so we're bringing him in with the Metallica. It is Joe Horne. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing good. That feels a lot better to walk into that, start this conversation.
My dad texted me after listening to the show last week and said, you got to play Metallica for Coach Horne.
Yeah, God, what a good guy. What a great guy. Smart guy, too.
Yeah.
That was funny, though. I got a lot of comments and a lot of people talking to me. There's a lot of laughs. So that was well done, sir. Well played. It's just good fun stuff.
Absolutely. If you can't have fun, then what's life about?
Why are you doing it anyway?
Yep, exactly. Let's talk about your game. A tough one at number one Manhattan. I mean, the Tigers they've had a mission since falling just short last year in the state championship game. And this is a team that's built to win. And you faced them, Juggernaut, on Friday night. Why are they so good right now?
In my opinion, their kids play hard every single play. They don't let a play go by where they don't try and put somebody on the ground. And by, put somebody on the ground, I mean every one of those guys are looking to hit somebody all game long. And then they just, they just keep coming back and coming back and coming back. And they don't ever take a play off. Nothing what they do is overly fancy. They execute really well, and they just play hard football. Game started out, we went down and had a turnover in our first two offensive play, second offensive play, have a turnover inside the 10-yard line. They caused a fumble recovery. We made 5 plays, kept them out of the end zone. So I mean, it started as like, this is going to be a battle. Go to make a fourth down, stand there on the 3-yard line for 3 plays in a row, keep them out. And, a couple series later, they got in the end zone. They got one other score. It's like, it just kind of felt, you could just feel it. Something just didn't feel right. And so we really worked on that. We just kind of didn't really believe that we were still in that game at 16-0. So we really worked on that this week. But yeah, it's a good football team over there. Coach West is doing a great job. And especially with all the stuff he's been through with his family and his son and all the surgeries with his little baby. Football with that is I'm sure not easy on him.
Mm-hmm.
But it was good to talk to him after the game and hear everything's going well for him. Because there's so much more to this sport than just what happens on Friday night on game day. So
yeah. No, it's well said, because you forget about it. And, coaches are real guys. They have real lives outside of the realm of being a leader and an inspiration on the field and being a coach or a teacher. You have a life, and people forget that,
Yeah. And it's, sometimes it's easy to get consumed in the flashy stuff, the sports stories, the wins, working towards that state championship. And, it's all right to step back once in a while and just, call the guy and talk to him and see how he's doing.
Yep.
And the kids are the same way. All the stuff that they go through, and they got a lot of stuff on their plate, and especially this week for us with homecoming. And we had powder puff volleyball last night. We had a powder puff football game last night. We got a parade on Friday. There's a whole lot more going on than just a football game.
Yep. No, and let's not forget their students as well, which is the most important.
Yeah. Absolutely the most important. And, some of them are really, really good at that part of it. And for others, it's tougher for others. So, it's you see the ones that put in a lot of extra time during the day, just trying to make sure that their grades are up, and that they, get a chance to get out of high school and go do something else. And, that's one nice thing about our team is, our team really looks out for each other. Our staff here at the high school at Broadwater does a great job, communicating with me and, hey, so-and-so is missing one assignment or something just didn't seem right with them the day during class, check in on them. But it takes everybody to keep eyes on kids. So we're really fortunate to have that around us here.
Townsend coach Joe Horne joining us, Jason Walker Show. Let's switch gears for the homecoming game. You have Three Forks coming to town. And if you grew up in the Gallatin Valley, you know the names of Duma and Fettis, but they've got a fantastic young quarterback, kind of like down at Jefferson with their youngster. But Cannon Reichman is a very good quarterback, and he has the size too, 6'4", 211. Tell me about his game.
He's really fun to watch. He's got a great receiver around him. Their guys up front block hard. But that quarterback is he can run the ball. He throws it well. And I know Coach Sullivan over there has done such a fantastic job over the last few years. Really just flipping Three Forks around. They struggled for a lot of years, and he's done a great job. Bringing more kids into that program. He's got them lifting, all year round. And size-wise, they're getting bigger and bigger. And then, the things you can't control, the 6'4" and 6'3". They got a handful of those guys.
Yep.
And for a long time, they used to just play basketball. And now he's got them out playing football, and they are good football players. So, he's a great quarterback. But team-wise, they do a lot of stuff. You'll see a lot of formations, a lot of variations of stuff. Just trying to get the ball to different people. But their quarterback is definitely one of the guys they want to have. They want him to have the ball.
Well, I mean, you look at their line, and I don't know all their starters, but 6'1", 171, 6'2", 217, 6'4", 206. I mean, 6 foot, 215. There's some dudes up front on both sides of the football for the Wolves.
You look down our roster, and I know you'll see Kale's at 6'7", and you might hit a 6'1", one or two other times, but it slowly trickles off pretty fast after that. A lot around that 5'11" mark, and so. But it'll be it should be a great game with it being homecoming. A lot of stuff going on in Townsend this week. I know we talked way early in the year about it. Fall Fest is happening this week.
Right.
Three Forks and Townsend. Closest thing we have to a crosstown game. Like Helen and Helen Capital. Not really, they're everybody in our conference is a rival, but, I kind of look at it as like, this is as close to a crosstown game as we get.
Yeah. I mean, you got that rivalry game at the end of the year. That's pretty important.
100%. Yeah. I mean, we got the Elkhorn rivalry with Jefferson. there. So you could, chalk it up as, I keep saying again, it's kind of like our crosstown. But our biggest rivalry as far as two teams that just butt heads, I mean, that's us and Manhattan, and it has been that way for years. So, we got three different scenario competitions, just within our conference, and that makes it fun. It's something new, something different every single week.
We got to come up with a name for the Three Forks Townsend game. You can't, the Townsend rivalry.
That's too close to us. I don't know.
Yeah, there's because
you're gonna have to put some time into that. I'm not good at those things. I can't come up with that.
Yeah, I'll do some thinking for sure. It is National Name Your Car Day today. Did you ever name a vehicle?
I have named a vehicle. Not a lot of them. The rest of my family really likes to name a lot of their cars. Lucy, she's got Gus because she's got this little gray Ford Runner. So she named it Gus after, I think it's Cinderella that has that movie.
Yeah.
Because it lived out in the hayfield forever, so it took us a little bit to catch some lights out of it, get all put back together.
Nice.
But for me, by myself, I've got an old 79 CJ7 Jeep that I drive every single day. I love Jeeps. My grandpa had a Jeep, and I never got to meet my grandpa, so I've only seen it in pictures and all that stuff. He passed away when my dad was 17. So I got to see a whole bunch of pictures of him driving his Jeep around and doing his thing, and I just fell in love with Jeeps. And so my dad helped me get a Jeep quite a few years ago. Short story, had one in high school. Didn't have it very long. One of those situations, had a buddy get and tip it over sideways. So I didn't have it very long, but I finally got old and mature enough to have my own TJ7, my own Jeep. So, but it's kind of this gold color. And so I named him Henry after Henry the Chicken Hawk from the old Foghorn Leghorn cartoon. I don't know if you remember Henry the Chicken Hawk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I figured he's not overly big, but he's got quite an attitude, and he kind of goes everywhere you want him to do and gets himself in some trouble, putting himself in some situations he probably shouldn't be in. But, I mean, it's smaller than a side-by-side anymore. I can go a lot more places than those guys can in Henry. So
that sounds like your vehicle you're describing sounds like you growing up.
There's some similarities between that CJ7 and me for sure. And I can guarantee you that did have a little bit of play in on when I was trying to name that vehicle, what I was gonna name it. So
beautiful, Coach. Good luck on Friday night. Appreciate the time as always. I'll send you out with a little bit of with this. I mean, you can't go wrong with this. You forget how many great songs Metallica has.
Yeah, look, man, you just set the tone for the whole day right there. Totally changed the morning right there.
There you go. Hold on. When that drum kicks in, yeah. See, I mean, now I'm fired up to play a game on Friday.
Absolutely. The good cats doing it right, aren't they? That's good
absolutely.
Stuff right there.
Okay. No more Celine until
we get back on the right track.
So you get back on the right track. But I don't want to throw things off. So if you win this week, it's Metallica the rest of the year. You keep winning, I'll keep doing Metallica for you.
Put a little more emphasis on it for us. I appreciate that. We'll make sure that we take care of business on our end.
Coach, good luck. Thanks for joining us, and we'll talk next week after a big win over the Wolves.
Sounds great, man. Always appreciate you. Have a great day.
That is Joe Horne, Townsend football coach, joining us. Homecomings Friday night, taking on Three Forks. Take a break. We'll come back. Oh, by the way, that other school I saw, the high schoolers that have decided not to play soccer against a team that has a boy, Hillsborough Deering High School girls soccer in New Hampshire. The star athlete, Mael Jacques, is a male. And parents of one of the parents of the player says, quote, "This is about biology for us and the increased physical risk when playing a full contact sport against the opposing sex," end quote. That's fantastic. Keep boys out of women's sports. Quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk Capital football with Kyle Mihelish. It's next. This segment brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. Coming right back. Bruin football talk next. Jason Walker Show.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
There's only one place in Helena to cure your craving for Cajun cuisine, and that is Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys and catfish to jambalaya and much more, Cafe Zydeco has the best Cajun this side of New Orleans. And Cafe Zydeco cares about those that take care of us. Military, law enforcement, first responders can get your drink free as a way of saying thank you to those that protect us every day. If you're looking for a place to grab lunch or dinner, get the flavor of the Big Easy in Big Sky Country at Cafe Zydeco on Euclid in Helena.
Saturday nights are meant for dancing, fun, and good times, and Continental Divide Radio is your home for all that and more as we bring you the Joe Mitchell State Farm Country Dance Hour, followed by an hour of nothing but the best from the 80s with the Joe Mitchell State Farm 80s Party Hour. Celebrate the music of your memories with only the best country dance songs and music from the decade of decadence. The Joe Mitchell State Farm Country Dance Hour and the Joe Mitchell State Farm 80s Dance Party, Saturday nights beginning at 9 on Continental Divide Radio. Casey Damon is a sixth-generation Montanan with deep roots, making her a true Montana insider. She knows all the best places from fishing and recreation to entertainment and local hidden gems. She grew up here, went to the historic Central Elementary School, and graduated from Helena High. She is proud of her Montana lifestyle and loves Montana history. Helena and Central Montana are great places to live, work, and enjoy, which is why she chooses to keep calling it home. Voted Helena's favorite realtor and Montana's best residential realtor, there's no wonder why people go to her for their real estate needs. Casey understands that selling and buying a home is complex and deeply personal. There's also a lot at stake financially and personally. This perspective on the process and the responsibility felt towards her clients drives Casey to truly be an expert at her job. She understands the market and all the variables involved in a real estate transaction, making sure you feel supported and that you have a trusted advisor by your side. To work with Casey Damon, give her a call at 406-465-6780 or text KACIE to 85377. Fall is officially here, and now is the perfect time to get your rig tuned up before the big hunt. That means a lift kit from Auto Concepts. An Auto Concepts lift kit will help take you places only the animals can go. And when you do get that big one, make sure you have help to get it home with a winch to pull it out. Or maybe you'll be a good friend and help pull someone out of the snowbank. Check out AutoConceptsHelena.com for more ideas. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. Do you love to look at photos of Montana, from animals to landscapes and more? Are you looking for a place to get your senior pictures or family portraits done? Are you a business owner looking to upgrade the decor in your offices? Well, look no further than Mark LaRoe Photography. Mark has been shooting beautiful photos all across the Treasure State, from rodeos to portraits, and would love to work with you. Visit marklaroephotography.com to see many masterpieces of his work, then give him a call to schedule your own photo shoot. Or to purchase one of his fantastic pieces, stop by Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery on Custer in Helena. marklaroephotography.com.
Ah, summer. A time to work in the yard and get all those projects that you've been thinking about all winter done. And when you've had enough, go to Lucky Duck Casino and Bar to cool off, relax, laugh a little or a lot, your choice, have a drink and play your favorite games. There's plenty of new games and your old favorites. Now, if you don't want to work hard and the relaxing part sounds the best to you, then just head over to Lucky Duck Casino and Bar on Dredge behind Jade Restaurant. Happy summer, everyone.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Final segment on a Wednesday from the Off the Wall Mancave is brought to you by the Bowsers Lucky Dog Casino. Make sure you drink and gamble responsibly. Nothing like a little quiet riot, right? On this day in history, the walk-off, and much more still to come, but it is time to check in on the west side of town with the fifth-ranked Capital Bruins coming off a big crosstown win and a huge game this Friday night, homecoming and hosting top-ranked Glacier in the Off the Wall Mancave. It's Kyle Mihelish, Jason Walker Show. All right, Coach, congratulations, another crosstown victory. Take me through it because you guys started fast, finished fast, and never really let up.
Well, it started pretty good for them at the beginning. They had a big kickoff return. They punched one in. So, credit to them, our kickoff team. There's some things we had to correct there. But no, our kids came out. They played hard. They played well. They executed well. We caught the ball. It was a hard-hitting affair. But no, I thought our kids came back and responded after their first score, and they played well. It was something that we needed to have. We needed to beat a good team.
They are. Despite what the record says, that is a very good 1-4 football team. Cole Graham, 3 more rushing touchdowns. Is he back to full health, or is he? I mean, this kid's so good. He would play even if he wasn't, but how is that hammy? And obviously he's close to 100%.
Yeah, he's close to 100. I don't know all the percentages they throw out, but no, I think he's good to go. I mean, we're going to continue to ride him just like everybody else, and he's going to get his touches, and hopefully everybody else is going to get theirs. But on offensively, he's a go-to guy, and he doesn't get anywhere with that offensive line, but
yeah.
Defensively too, he's doing a great job. He's a good spark. So no, it's nice to have Cole back. So we're good to go.
Walker DeRozier, big kick return of your own, 88 yards for a touchdown. We know about his brother. Where does Walker rank in the DeRozier clan here?
Walker's he's a great competitor. I mean, he does everything you ask of him. He's on special teams. He's our kick returner. He's one of our punt returners with Dylan and his brother Drew on kickoff return. The kickoff return team did a great job. They blocked it up. Each kid has a certain responsibility, whether it's on their own or they double with others. And it was a nice little seam for Walker, and he hit it, and he was off, and it provided a great spark for us right there before the half to go up 2 scores when they came back, and it was 20 to 14, and I think that provided something great with 2 minutes to go, in the half, and we went to the locker room with some momentum, and then we didn't look back.
And plus he's got a great name. I mean, you can't go wrong with someone named Walker.
That's right.
First or last
Coming from a guy by the name of Jason Walker.
Exactly. First or last name. Yeah. It doesn't matter.
That's right.
You mentioned the special teams, and it's often overlooked, but when you give up a score and then you get kick return and everything just works perfect, it's beautiful to watch from up high, watch it unfold. What's it like on the sideline to see a kick return?
No, usually special teams, as we all say, are a third of the game and very important, and we pay a lot of attention to it. We dedicate the first 20 minutes of every practice to special teams. So it's emphasized. It's something that we really care about, and it's nice to see when it develops. I mean, you can see the kids get a hat on a hat, and right when he catches it and he's going, he's about 15 yards in. You're like, I think this one's going to go, and certainly it does, and it did. And no, it's a good thing, and we'll give credit to the kickoff return team, obviously Walker as well. But they'll get we do an awards night on Thursday before practices, and those guys will be awarded nicely.
I can only imagine. And like I said, when you're watching a game on TV or from up high, just watching a kick or a punt and just see that hole open up, and because of the blocking, and then all of a sudden the guy sees that hole and it's an extra gear, and it's so fun to watch. It just really is. Talking with Kyle Mihelish, Capital High football coach. You got to turn the page to another very good team as top-ranked Glacier's coming to town on Friday night. Jackson Presley, we know how good of a quarterback he is. 2 great quarterbacks in this game,
but he's got some weapons just like Merrick does offensively. How do you defend against the weapons of the Wolfpack?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we're going to have to limit big plays. They're big up front. They're physical. They have, they have weapons on the outside. They have a great running back. Obviously, the quarterback is good. But, it's going to be, we got to be able to slow them down enough times in order to, have success. Our offense is going to have to be able to move the ball. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, I can see this one again being, a tight ball game, low scoring, or it's going to be a shootout. I mean, it's going to kind of depend on, we got to do a better job of tackling. We had 19 missed tackles against Helena High, which is not good. And if we do that against Glacier, we're going to be in trouble. But no, they're good.
This could be an old-fashioned AA slugfest, or it could be a 6-man score.
Yes, it could.
I mean, really.
Well, I'm hoping not for a 6-man score.
Right, yeah. Kobe Dorchis is their running back. You had a great success shutting down Trick Braun from Helena High. I know he scored twice. They were short ones. But when you're defending a guy like Dorchis, it just adds an extra element. That defensive front seven really is going to have its work cut out.
No, they are. We're going to have to be real disciplined in reading our keys, and D-line wise, we got to play behind their hands, and their tackles are huge. We got one that's 284, one that's 310. Some of the biggest kids I've ever coached against, and we're going to do some things defensively, try and help those defensive ends out, and our linebacker, they do such a great job of their pin and pull scheme when they're going to pin the center and wrap the guard, and got to be real disciplined with our eyes, and our Mike and Will linebackers are going to have, our front seven are going to be the key to the game. I mean, whether they can run he averages, I think we calculated 135 a game, the Dorchis kid. So it's going to be a tall task, but we're looking forward to it.
And then, of course, that secondary is going to be tested because the weapon's on the outside, and then Presley, who can actually run as well as throw, probably a better passer than runner, but. This is a fun matchup. I'm looking forward to this one Friday. As a defensive guy, I'm sure you're not sleeping yet too much this week.
No, it's one thing we tell the kids though too. I mean, this is why we do it. This is why you're a competitor. Why wouldn't you want to be in games like this? And you created this opportunity, to have two of the top teams go at it. And so like you said, we're looking forward to it. I think the kids are excited. They've been extremely locked in the last couple of days, so it's been nice to see that in the film room. Yesterday, it was, they come to us at noon, and we do defensive meetings, and they were locked in. And I mean, wasn't a word said. They're just answering questions and answering tendency questions, and so they're going to be ready to go.
Capital Coach Kyle Mihelish joining us. It is National Name Your Car Day. Did you ever name one of your vehicles, and did your kids name theirs?
We've never been a real name your car family, I don't. So I know some name of her and whatever else it may be, but no.
Okay.
I had a Toyota Blue truck in high school. Once in a while, maybe refer to it as Old Blue, but other than that, no, not a big car naming family.
Huh. My wife named her Snowflake. Mine is Tiffany with an I. But it's my truck. Yeah.
N-I?
T-I
at the end?
Yeah, Tiffani.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hopefully Tiffany gets through the winter for you.
Oh, she will. She's been doing great for 7 years, so.
Good.
It is also National Walk to School Day today. Are you one of these guys that walks to school, or will you be involved?
Usually we're involved in the Walk to School Day up in Fort G's, but they're doing a Ride the Bike School Day, I think, in a week. So we're going to be involved in that one.
Okay. I know you're the history teacher. Today was the day in 1789 the Bill of Rights was sent over to the states for ratification.
Yeah, that's fantastic. We're nearing the Revolution. We're still pre-Revolution. We finished up the French and Indian War. We're at about 1763 right now.
Okay.
We talked about the Stamp Act Congress yesterday, so we're going to move on and continue, causes of the revolution. So we're getting close to that.
Samuel Adams died on this date.
Wow.
1822, I think, or 18 something. Yeah. So
one of the fathers of everything right there.
Boston Tea Party right there.
Yeah. We talked about the Boston Tea Party yesterday too, as well.
Did you know that there was a guy in Oregon that wrote a check for $196 about 20 or 30 years ago to pay off the bill for the cost
to pay off the Tea Party deal?
Yeah.
I did hear something about that.
Good luck Friday night. It's a home game.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you guys get to play at Vigilante 2 weeks in a row. Crazy.
Yeah, this is the first time in our Browns this year.
Nice.
We've been on the road 3 weeks in a row.
I know. It's going to be a fun one. Kickoff 7 o'clock. It'll be a great game. Top-ranked Glacier and fifth-ranked Capital. Coach, appreciate the time, and good luck today.
All right, thank you, Jason. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you.
Bye.
I do need luck.
That is Kyle Mihelish joining us off the Wall Mancave, head coach of the Capital Bruin football team. Big game, homecoming Friday night at Vigilante. Let's do on this day in history. It is, aside from those that we mentioned with Coach, it is also National Smarties Day today. Pumpkin Seed Day, Coffee with a Cop Day. That's fantastic. Custodial Workers Recognition Day, Fried Scallops Day. It's the only day in the year in which grocery stores mist the produce. It's National Produce Misting Day and Random Acts of Poetry Day. There once was a man from Nantucket. Let's see here. 1916, pitching his third start in 5 days, Philadelphia Phillies right-hander Grover Cleveland Alexander records his 20th century MLB record 16th shutout. 1920, the Reds and Pirates play the first and only Major League Baseball triple header in the 20th century. Reds would win the first two. Pirates get the finale. 1950, Bob Shaw, Chicago Cardinals, sets an NFL record 5 TD receptions. Cardinals quarterback Jim Hardy with 6 touchdown passes. 1970, 14 members of the Wichita State University football team, as well as 17 administrators and supporters, were killed in a plane crash in the Rocky Mountains. 1978, Yankees won a third straight AL East title, beating the Red Sox. The Bucky Dent home run. Muhammad Ali comes out of a 2-year retirement at the age of 38 in 1980 to challenge undefeated heavyweight champ Larry Holmes. Ali pounded for 10 rounds. His corner finally throws in the towel. Kari Yastrzemski had his last at bat in 1983. Don McLean, American Pie, Vincent singer-songwriter, 1945 was born. Chris Ledoux, born on this date in 1948. Sting is 73. Tiffany, remember her? 80s mall sensation. I Think We're Alone Now, 53. Gene Autry used to own the California Angels. Died in 1998 on this date. Tom Petty died 7 years ago today. Twilight Zone premiered on CBS 1959. Another sports one, Vin Scully broadcasted his final Dodgers game after a record 67 seasons. It's been 8 years now. Let's see. Kelly Ripa. Does anybody still watch that crappy show? 1970 was born. Thurgood Marshall, sworn as the first black Supreme Court Justice, 1967. The Redwood National Park established, 1968. And Johnny Cochran, The Glove Don't Fit, You Must Quit, was born on this date, 1936. So a few things for you on this day in history. Let's do this.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
Walk-off is presented by Cafe Zydeco, where the Big Easy meets the Big Sky. And we learned that Celine Dion music does not work for the Townsend Bulldogs, so we'll go with Metallica with Joe Horne today. Thanks to him for joining us. Kyle Mihelish, Bruin football coach. Also Guy Almquist, talking about state basketball for Special Olympics coming up November 7th through the 9th. If you want to volunteer, get a hold of the Helena Chamber of Commerce. We'll do it again tomorrow. Talk to East Helena coach Tyler Murray. As my Vigilantes host Haber this week, Jake Eldridge coming back to town, head coach of the Blue Ponies.
We'll also check in down the road with Jefferson coach Clint Lang. The Panthers ranked number 3 in the state. Thanks to our advertisers, our friends, our listeners and viewers. JasonWalkerShow.com if you missed anything. Also, Jaywalk in the Mornings, Continental Divide Radio. Back at it tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and we will see you back here tomorrow for The Jason Walker Show.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.